What's good? Wanted to start off the live by showing the puppies. Yep, they 5 weeks today. And I know on the camera that looks like poop, but that's not poop. That's actually a piece of wood. Yeah, but I just wanted to show y'all the puppies this morning to start off the live like normal. So this is a male, and this is a female. Male with a little white spot on his nose, looking like Bacardi. That's a male right there with a white face. This is the female right here that looks like Saki, and that's a female right there with the white on her face. Good morning, Crockett. Good morning. Asiatic Soldier, good morning, brother. Peace and blessings. Yeah, y'all, these puppies is... They do what they want now. Look at this one right here. Just up in the camera. Hey, hush, 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 hush. Hush, hush, hush. Yeah, buddy. It's okay. Hush, mama. Hush. 7:58, y'all. Top of the morning, Soul Power. Top of the morning. And the rest of the day as well. That's all right, puppies. That's all right, puppies. That's all right, puppies. Yeah, man. Y'all know I'm big on punctuality. We got about 2 minutes before the show actually starts. But I'm gonna go ahead and get set up because I gotta go to work this morning, which means that I won't have as much time to actually, chop it out with y'all as I typically do. Good morning, Tony Montana. Good morning. Good morning. All right, we got about a minute for the show start. So I'm gonna give this a minute because when I'm doing my thing, I sometimes I come across things that I don't necessarily agree with or like, but it will not be ignored. So I'll just speak on it real quick. All right, so there is a brother that I consider a mentor that kind of made a blatant statement about, some of the things that I'm into or whatever. I don't think he was talking about me directly. Like, I didn't take it personal, but I felt like with his level of influence, like, I don't know, it could have been handled slightly differently. So, I just want to say, if there's something I'm doing that's not correct, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not afraid or I'm man enough to know and admit when I'm wrong about something. You know what I'm saying? So if I've offended you or something like that, let me know. Ain't no beef. Ain't that kind of dude. I don't go back and forth with that rah-rah stuff. That's not my intent. So if I offended you, like, know that before I apologize, I want to know what the offense was, obviously. And if I feel like it was a worthy offense, then I'll address it and I'll take accountability for my actions. All right, y'all. It is 8 o'clock on the dot. Let's get started with today's show. All right. For today's show, it's a very simple concept. It may or may not interest you. It basically depends upon if you're interested in possibly doing a dog show. That's what I did this weekend, and it was my first one ever. I don't really roll with that community like that, and I'm just introducing myself and learning how it works. So I wanted to share my experience, the pros and cons, likes and dislikes, and everything in between there. All right. So the topics I'm gonna cover today are gonna be very, very short and concise, but very, very pointed, because now that I've done it, I can talk on it. So I'm gonna cover your arrival and everything that goes on prior to the arrival that I went through. You might change it up. It might work. Something might work different for you, but I'll share that with you. The setup for the dog show and like what I saw actually happening and what I was able to actually get my hands on and do to help with the setup for the dog show. I got to see a weight pull and actually got to get involved and help out, being a helper and kind of just learning that process. I learned like how to register and how to effectively get into a show. I learned how the announcements are made. There's a process to it. It's not, you don't just show up and with a dog and just go in, obviously. And I'll go over that with you as well. Then there's different classes. I didn't understand the classes. I don't do that. Like, this is everything that I'm talking about right now. I'm sharing it with you because as smart as I like to think I am, there's things that I just don't know. And when I learn them, I like to enlighten other people by sharing that information. You know, some people are ready to hear it and some people ain't, but I'll share it anyways to make sure that you're getting the best product possible. And then finally, what to do prior to entering the field. All right, cool. So the morning of Saturday, March 25th, I went in, I did my nightly walk. We do need one down here where I live at in Atlanta. Absolutely, absolutely, man. It brings some positivity, There's some people don't care for them like that, and that's cool, no sweat off my back. But we do need to have more of them. So prior to arrival, this is what I did. This is what worked for me to have the best drive up to Houston. So I live in San Antonio. It's 3.5 hours from Houston. So what I did with my dog was I did our normal routine, typically between 4 and 6 in the morning. I get up with Saki and we walk anywhere from a quarter mile to a mile and a half, somewhere like that, so he can empty out and pee for the morning. And then when I say empty out, I don't mean pee one time. Like, he's marking all kind of like mailboxes. He might poop 2 or 3 times depending on how much food he had or how his digestive system worked the night before, right? So we did that. We walked him out, and for energy purposes, I didn't want to give him any kibble or any raw that morning. So what I did was I took some peanut butter and some Dine and I put it in a Ziploc bag. And throughout the day, I would just let him lick that. I would push the inside of that bag out and let him lick the inside of that bag so he get some quick sugars and get some jolts of energy, right? That's what I did prior to and going to the show. So upon arrival, when I got to the show, I was tossing and turning for days prior to the show because I didn't know, I don't have nobody going with me. I'm doing this by myself. So, who gonna hold my dog? I can't leave him in the car. You know what I'm saying? All these things going on. How am I gonna get my dog, somewhere sat down where I can actually go and, ask people questions, how to register and all these things. And so when you arrive, as long as you got a crate, have a crate that is serviceable. As long as you got a crate, typically they have a drop-off point. You can drive up, drop your crate off, drop your dog off. I didn't really feel comfortable with that at first, but it was an open view. From the parking lot, I could see my dog. So you can drop your dog off in that area, and you can leave your dog. If you got a team, it's better to have a team. I would prefer to travel with my team next time. But you can leave your team. One person can sit there and manage the dogs in their crates, locked up, and the rest of y'all can go register or do whatever you need to do. And so that was basically it. I drove up, dropped my kennel, put the dog in there. You know what I'm saying? Give him a little sip of water or whatever, just small sips. And your family didn't go with you. Nah, my family didn't go with me. Hold on, y'all, because I done messed up my daggone thing. Nah, man, my family wasn't able to go with me, man. My wife was out of town. So now I was riding solo dolo, man. Out here in the streets by myself. But yeah, man. So I dropped my dog off, and I parked my car, and they had free parking and paid parking. So know if they got paid parking, and it matters because I ain't really travel with cash like that unless I'm going to make a cash transaction. To me it don't make sense to be riding around with hundreds for no reason, right? So I go in and they're doing the weight pull, and I wasn't there for weight pull. I don't understand it, and I have never been exposed to it before, but just to share with y'all my mindset. When I get involved in something, I want to see it firsthand. I want to feel it. So when I speak on it, it's coming from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like my ideology is demanding the arena. You know, you can speak on something if you haven't done it, but if I'm talking about it, best believe in some way, form, or fashion, I have some firsthand experience. So I can speak not just from what somebody else said or what I heard, but actually from my personal experience. And everything on this channel is gonna be based upon my experience or my journey or what I'm trying to experience. And I speak on that freely. So with the weight pool, it was simple. In this situation, it's not what I saw on the internet by any means. It was not a sled on a track. It was actually a big wagon that weighed about 270 pounds on wheels. And it was on grass. They had a line, and when it starts, the wagon starts with the back wheels on one set of like lines, almost like football lines on a football field. The back wheels of the wagon, or the wheels furthest away from the dog pulling, start off on the back line over there. All right. Now I don't know the specified distance. I didn't look into it. Like I said, I don't do weight pull for competition, so it didn't really appeal to me to have all those details. If I ever get into it, I know that I would just practice for a longer distance. Whatever I'm supposed to pull, I'm practicing a longer distance than that. But to me, it looked like maybe 10. Salute, student for life, salute. So to me, it looked like at the weight pull portion of it that it was maybe 5-10 yards, somewhere in that range. I know that's a big range, but like I'm telling you, I don't know. So at the end of the day, I don't know the distance. Don't use this as reference for the distance. It wasn't that great of a distance though. I wasn't impressed by how far they pulled the wagon, but I was impressed by how much weight they pulled that distance. All right, so the pull starts whenever the competitor or the person owning the dog tells the dog to pull. They hook it up. I load up. I actually help load the weights. I wanted to be as involved as possible. I actually help load the weights onto the wagon, and they go. Now, once the front tires of a wagon or the front of the sled eclipses or passes whatever the distance they're supposed to go, the judge will call the word pull, which means that the pull is complete. Thank you, Tony Montana. Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you. I don't know that, so that's good information to me. But yeah. So once the front of the wagon eclipsed that line, then they call pull. You know, and obviously the way it stopped, and the dog is considered a either qualified or did that qualifying pull or did not do that qualifying pull. One of the other things I noticed was there with the weight pull. I know nothing about it. So this was cool to me. It may be cool to you. If you know it, it may be boring to you. But sometimes the dog can't get it started, right? So the person will wave and say, hey, like, you know, help my dog out. And you push it. The pull does not count. But what it does is it helps build that dog's drive. So the dog can get 3 total attempts, 2 fails and one passing attempt on that weight to do it. A lot of times, what I learned from the people who were doing the pulling was that if a dog pulls it one time, they typically have the confidence to do it again, you know. So, Student for Life, I enjoyed that show too. Big ups to Soul Power. Thank you for letting me be part of the panel last night too. But yeah, so it was cool, like, you know. And so once again, getting involved, you know, you gotta learn the hard way. Every game ain't sweet. And there's not sweet things to it too. And I got mad, but I'll give you the example of how I got mad and personal accountability. So I volunteered to help load the wagon and maintain the wagon, right? And one of the things that happened was there was a guy who waited for me to pull, and one of his friends from his team was like, hold on. The friend was hoping the dog would pull it on his own. The dog ended up quitting. So buenos dias and salud. So the dog ended up quitting. Now the owner of the dog that had waited for me to give a push was like, hey man, when I ask for a push, I need a push. You know, it was very stern. And honestly, a lot of guys would have been offended, but it was the personal accountability. That was that man's dog, and I should have done with that man's dog what that man wanted done with his dog, and I listened to his friend. That was wrong on me. All right. And a lot of people are not gonna tell you that, but this is how we develop, and this is how you like look through the bullshit. Look through the bullshit. If you're wrong, and right is right. All right, cool. So the weight pull happens. I seen some pretty cool stuff. I seen some dogs pull some stuff. I know my dogs can't pull. Not because my dogs aren't strong enough to do it, but because my dogs haven't been trained to pull that. Like my dogs have actually been trained to not pull. You know what I'm saying? So because I'm out here doing obedience work with game dogs, and that caps drive. Everybody knows that, right? So just wanted to share that the weight pull experience with you because it was something that I saw during the setup. Also during the setup, you pull up in the morning, and if it's an outdoor event like mine was, there's, people setting up tents, people setting up tables, the vendors are out there. It's a good time to chop it up and just talk to the vendors before they're busy and they're making their sales. Cool, cool. All right. So they set up the stuff and they got these tables set up out there. Or, there'll be some stewards or some of the judges or some of the people that work for the ADBA. They'll be out there and they have different methods. Like this one, they just said they were taking cash, and so I had to end up cash apping or using the Square to pay for my registration. And during registration, what you'll have is you'll have a registration sheet, and you mark on the registration sheet. You mark what events you're trying to get into. Now, mind you, I've never done this before, so like it's like fun classes. I don't know what a fun class is. So the fun classes are like best condition, best red nose, best black dog, best puppy, judge's choice. And I'll break those down for you real quick from how I understand it. If I'm wrong, give me feedback. All right, so best red nose dog is that like whatever these classes, they carry no points, by the way. You get no points towards your championship for confirmation through a fun class. But you can register for the fun classes, and typically the fun classes happen prior to the actual judging of the confirmation show. So for the fun class for best red nose, it is simply that it is the best looking red nose dog in the judge's opinion. And the judges were very, very clear about letting us know that it was not ADBA standard, it was simply their preference. So when you hear about favoritism, that could 100% be some of the things they talk about when it comes to favoritism or nepotism. Is the judge's choice or the fun classes. And you have to understand what the purpose of a fun class is. It's that person who's judging's opinion. There's no criteria for it. It's who they like or what they like. If it's their blood, it's their blood, right? Absolutely, absolutely. We do got to link up, and we will. So the best black dog, same thing, man. And man, it's some haters. I'll tell you a conversation I heard because like I don't consider myself a box man, and I don't consider myself a show dog person either. I consider myself a pet owner that owns game bred American Pit Bull Terriers, right? Like if you want to classify me, if you want to put me in a box, if you want to say what I am, that's what I am. Like my dogs came off of game dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like my dogs were bred directly off of game dogs, right? And I train my dogs with the little bit of knowledge that I do have. I train my dogs and I share that journey with you, right? But the black dog, this is some of the hate that I heard, even in this world, like where I thought it was like square bears, you know what I'm saying, like upstanding people, they talk shit just like street dudes. And there was a guy that won. He actually be in the chats too. Salute to him. He won best black dog. He knew what I'm talking about. He had the African colors on his dog's collar and everything. You know what I'm saying? And when he won, his dog had been a little bit sun bleached or whatever, right? And in the crowd, I heard one of the guys who had beat me, matter of fact, for best condition. The guy who beat me for best condition, he said something I didn't really agree with. He was like, "Man, that dog almost is a hue of he's almost a hue of chocolate." And I'm like, that's clearly a black dog that's been sun bleached. You know, like it's been out in the sun and or just has a seal tint to the fur. You know, but that's what I saw. You know. But that's the kind of like, even though the judge picked him and there's no criteria, they still wanted to discredit this brother that had won that best black dog, right? All right, so then there's best condition, and by best condition, the judge is looking at a dog for conditioning, and they did I remember PBK talking about it. They did a finger check on my dog. You know, they pulled up his fur and saw how fast it, like, you know, whatever. I don't know how to do a finger check. I never learned that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something I heard about, but I could not educate you on how to do it and to know if your dog is conditioned or not. But the judge checks it, and the reason the judge expressed to me the reason why I lost best condition was not because my dog wasn't properly conditioned in his opinion. It was because the other dog simply just had a better back end, right? And that, like I said, it's an opinion-based show. There were actually people in the crowd who were like a little upset that I didn't win, and I was like, cool, like, you know, like that made me feel well that people were seeing what I was seeing. All right. And so best puppy, same concept. The best puppy was just the prettiest puppy, the puppy the judge would like to take home, and that was expressed from the judge. They explained it's like, hey, this would just be, if I was on the yard picking dogs, this would be the puppy, you know, if they were all game or they were all met the criteria of what I wanted, the puppy that I picked would be the puppy that I would want to take home that day. And that was explained very, very articulately and very clearly. There was no way to have that misconstrued, right? So that covers the arrival and the fun classes. So what's up, y'all? If you're just getting in the video, we're at the 20-minute mark. So far, what I've covered is basically like the mindset, how I fed my dog, walked him out, emptied him out prior to arrival, the arrival at the show, weight pull, and then we moved into the fun classes. Now I'm going to talk about the handlers meeting as well as the confirmation show to ensure that all of y'all get the information you need to go out into these shows during the show season, enjoy yourself, and be able to participate with confidence. Cool. So moving on from the fun classes, you also have to register for the confirmation show. Sometimes there'll be a morning show, sometimes there'll be an evening show, and sometimes there'll be both. Now, I didn't understand what I was paying for, so I asked these questions, and I'll share them with you. The morning show had its own specific judge that graded by the ADBA criteria. The evening show had a separate judge. So the shows, even though they're being done on the same day by the same agency, this is its own show. I.e., if you've ever been to a gym, right, and you got multiple basketball games that day. Talk to me offline, because I'm not gonna lie to you, because that's how I got beat, man. I'm a little sensitive about that, and this is me being human, man. Like, I'll tell you, so I'll tell you, but I'm not gonna blast that out and tell people tell the people who I don't rock with how I'm coming out next show that I go to. But I do have an exercise that I asked the person that beat me. The person that beat me, I asked him how he got his dogs a rear assembly that way, and I also spoke to a really solid brother, Texas Outlaw Texas Kennels, and he gave me a great exercise that I'll share with you personally. But I'm not about to tell people how to beat me next show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and no, this ain't the same. I'm not talking about boxing. I'm talking about real, like, confirmation show, like how to build up this dog. Because I see people talking junk, like it's like bodybuilding. That's exactly what it's like. It's not like, it's not. Nobody said it's not like that. And you don't use a dog show. Hey, Tony, that's real. That's some good stuff too, man. But Tony, stop dropping it out. Tony, you good, man. But like, yeah, I'm trying to win, you know. But if you're comparing a confirmation show to the box, then we're already in the wrong conversation. Like, the purpose of a confirmation show is just to show that the dog look good, you know, form. The purpose of the box is to show that it functions well. And believe it or not, most of the dogs that won at the confirmation show had the attitude of a box dog, because part of that confidence is that that dog must show some animal aggression is acceptable in the breed. You know what I'm saying? It should be confident. It shouldn't be weary of strangers, you know? And so, like, the dogs that I noticed that were winning, they looked like whatever bloodline they were supposed to be, and they acted like they wanted some. Even if they didn't want smoke, you can't prove that until you put them in the box. Even if they didn't want smoke, they acted like they wanted smoke. And those are the dogs that were winning. Gee whiz, y'all. But so when you're getting ready to do these shows, it's like playing basketball, right? If you go to your kids' basketball game, you got the girls' game and the boys' game. Those are completely separate games. When one contest starts, the clock starts and it's over. And when the next contest starts, the clock starts and it's over, right? That's how the shows work. So even though they're all under the ADBA, each judge is hosting their specific show for that day. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, bro. But yeah, so. Oh, also, Tony Montana, I seen you post a video the other day, bro. I'm completely, this is a quick rant, y'all. I know y'all hate rants, but it's a quick rant. Tony did exactly what I've been taught, and was shared with me. He copped a bunch of meat, you know what I'm saying, and had it shown in his video. Man, I want to say, man, that's good animal husbandry. You make sure those dogs got plenty of food. He has his own deep freezer. It's a good setup. Thank you for sharing that with the world, because that's something I was looking into, and you showed me how to do it. Thank you. Also, I want to give a shout out to while I'm doing this rant, I want to give a shout out to he probably gonna kill me for saying his name, but Kennel OG. Kennel OG corrected me on the raw feeding, right? So I was speaking with him, and I'm not gonna share our whole conversation, but I was sold on, after seeing the results of raw feeding, to go to pure raw feeding. And the brother enlightened me on hey, you should be, you can supplement, or like kibble is a supplement. It's always been a supplement. It's never been meant to be standalone. And I kind of understood that, but I didn't understand it until he articulated that to me. So y'all, shout out to the brother Kennel OG. Go follow his channel. Shout out to Constant Pressure Kennels. Constant Pressure was at the show, and Constant Pressure. All right, this is the truth. When I get my bread right, I'm buying a dog from Constant Pressure. Constant Pressure, I'm shouting you out because it needs to be said. Constant Pressure's dog is the only dog that I saw, and I was at the show from. I'm a military dude. I get to I peeped the scene early. The show started at 8. I was there at 7:30, just scoping the area to see how I was gonna get in and get out if I needed to. You know what I'm saying? And how I was gonna be able to make my exit. That's how I do. You always show up before everybody else do, and you do recon. That's just natural. That's in me. Even when I go to a restaurant, I sit with my back so I can see the door. You know what I'm saying? And I know where the exits are in every building I go in. I'm not gonna chill in there until I know where the exits is at. Right? That's common sense. Anyways. I say that to bring to y'all attention that I'm paying attention to what's going on around me, right? And so Constant Pressure Kennels, he had the only dog out there that was working the entire day. It wasn't my dog. It wasn't none of the other dogs. Not even the champion class was working all day. It was 87 degrees. It was hot, and he has a black dog, all right? And I made it my business to find this brother and let him know, like, look, I see you because even these champions and grand champions out here ain't working all day, okay? You know what I'm saying? That's what you can't see on this YouTube channel is the humility. Like, I am who I say I am, and it's really important to me that I give flowers to people who deserve their flowers. Cannon G, salute my brother. Thank you so much for correcting me. I also owe you them highs, and I'm super late getting them to you, but I owe that to you, my brother. And I wanted to give you your flowers because it needs to be said. You know, Tony Montana, like, I appreciate you, but stop giving them this game on here because I'm trying to beat them at these shows. All right, so look, with that being said, so the 2 shows, it costs $25 per show, so they getting money. All right, they getting money. And for each fun class you enter, it's $15. There's also a fun class I didn't mention to y'all. It's called Veterans Class. But one of the OGs out there at the game, out there at the show, put me on game. He said the Veterans Class is typically, it might be 5 years and up. It might be 8 years and up. But the OG at the show, he put me on game. He's like, why would I bring an 8-year-old dog out here for a fun show that gets no points? Thank you. Hey, I appreciate that, bro. All right, another secret to the rant. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, man. A lot of the people I beat out there at that show, welcome Dickie. A lot of people I beat out there at that show for just confirmation, they lazy people, man. God honest truth. I don't know a lot about working a dog, and this is my first ever keep ever. I've always articulated that, so I was proud of it. I took pictures, I shared it with y'all because I was proud of what I was doing, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all right, I love lazy people. I love lazy people because lazy people make it easy for me to stand out. And I could tell who just put their dog on slap meals and let them run and feed them and think that's it. That's cool with me. I love that. I like that. I want to educate people to win, but I need to know, once you give somebody information, you got to be able to beat the information you put out. That's why a lot of the OGs just wouldn't give you information. I don't knock them for that. I know why they do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to understand it more now, getting into the competitive field, because I want to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very humble person, but I want to win. What kind of person that got any kind of heart to them don't want to win? Right? But anyways, rant over. Y'all, those of y'all who just get in the chat, smash that like button. I appreciate you. And let me give y'all a recap real quick because we're about at the 30-minute mark, and I want to let you know what you missed so you can go back and watch it up until this point, you know what I'm saying, get caught up. Or for those of y'all who are just, or watching this and kind of like lost in the sauce because I went on that rant, I'll get y'all caught up. So far what we covered was the dog show, what I did prior to, you know what I'm saying, kind of get my dog ready for the ride up to Houston, the arrival, watching the setup, weight pull. Then we talked about the fun shows and registration. And now we're moving into actually the confirmation show itself, the actual points awarding shows, right? All right, cool. So I signed up for the morning show and the evening show for my dog Saki, right? And prior to the show starting, the handlers, in this case, not the box handlers, but the person who is gonna be walking the dog around in the show area, there's a meeting. I didn't know this. This is cool stuff. And this is stuff that you might want to be aware of because there's things like people going to the bathroom, Or if you never like I was without a team and they make an announcement, you need to know what happens in the process of a show. Because if you're by yourself and you miss the handlers meeting, you just SOL. You're already behind the curve when it comes to being able to reach the judge's intent. Now, at the handlers meeting, the judge brings all the people who are going to be handling in and gives their expectation of what they do. Some judges will tell you, you're going to, good morning, Melvin Harper. Welcome, my brother. Hey, that's a solid brother right there. And I got a lot of respect for him. Every time I speak to him, he drops straight game. But some judges, they want you to walk your dog out and bring it back to the center. Some judges will let you face your dog off, you know what I'm saying? And they like to see him turn up. They like to see him fired up. You know what I'm saying? Some judges like don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So know your judge. And if you don't go to the handlers meeting, you already a step behind, because just because you like your dog don't mean you showing your dog how long was your drive to show? It was 3.5 hours, bro. 3.5 hours. Hey, by the way, I drive no more than 10 over the speed limit. So if you're a speed demon, it's probably a 3-hour drive for you. All right. But keeping it G, like I ain't that much of a hurry to get nowhere. All right. And it was crazy. I got a V8 Challenger, and I very rarely open that mug up. You know what I'm saying? The first 20,000 miles on it, I was hitting it, but like now I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see what it could do. You know. But yeah, so the judge tells you what they're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Some judges want to see the dog. They like, when you show the teeth, I want you to hold the dog back. Some judges want you to make sure the teeth is like, right up in their face. It just depends. Some judges will tell you, like the first judge didn't tell me why he was pulling us out. Like he would pull 2 dogs out of the crowd and like had the 2 dogs out. I don't know if we winning or he trying to pick first and second. They wouldn't describe that. The second judge would for the second show. So anyways, after the handlers meeting, they announced class by class. Typically, it goes in this order, or this is the order that it went in when I was there. All right? So the order that it went in when I was there was they did puppies first. They did puppies 6 to 9 months. So if you got a puppy 6 to 9 months, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like that's when I would get involved. And honestly, like looking back on it now, that wouldn't even been a good time, because I had broke Saki's leg and he was on the recovery. I didn't break it intentionally, but like Saki's leg was broken. And that he was on the recovery, so he didn't look good. He was going through the ugly phase. Some puppies go through the ugly phase, and some puppies don't go through the ugly phase. And if you had a puppy go through the ugly phase, you know what I'm talking about. You'd be wondering, like, did I pay money to this person to get this pit bull, and this dog is a hound dog? That's what I'm talking about with the ugly phase. Like, I'm looking at this dog like, I don't know. And then some dogs just look like a bulldog their whole life. You know what I mean? It just depends on the dog. But at that phase, 6 to 9 months, I don't think Saki would have done well, right? At 12 months and the next class is 9 months to 12 months. At that phase, I thought Saki looked pretty good for a puppy. He had, a decent amount of fat on him and stuff, but that's the next class. Now, mind you, as I go through these classes, typically there's a male and female for each class. And I'll give you an example. They'll announce. Oh, also, let me break this down. I missed some information. So your dogs will all be in the same holding area. All right? So during the handlers meeting, all the dogs are in the same holding area, going crazy, they barking, whatever, trying to get each other, right? If they, some of them don't even care. Some dogs are unbothered by other dogs being around. All right? And then from the holding area, you go to the ready or the waiting area when your class is called, and it's a spaced out area. It is not, believe it or not, it's not an automatic disqualifier. It is a fault. It is a fault. And if it's being judged fairly, if being judged fairly is a thing, then as long as all the other dogs have a singular fault, and realistically, almost all dogs have a fault. There's very few perfect specimens, right? So as long as you can identify the other flaws and see that those flaws are not significant enough to throw your dog out of the running, it's still doable. And also, if you have a dog with a flaw, you can still compete in fun shows to win accolades. It's just not going to win you points towards a championship, because they're trying to breed closer to the standard. Whereas with the fun show, best condition, you can take a dog out there that has an underbite or that's kind of slightly bow-legged and still put it in the best condition and win, or judge's choice and win, because the judges happens to like that dog. And that's still a good look, because you're still going to leave there with some hardware, you know what I'm saying, over people who didn't, right? But yeah, man, if you feel like your dog is, if you feel like a flaw is ever so slight, I would do a fun show with the dog first, You know what I'm saying? And then move my way into the ring by speaking with the judges, because the same judges that judge the fun shows judge confirmation, and they can give you feedback on that. And every judge that judged me, I went and got my feedback, like, why did you do this? Why did you do that? So I could understand, if I see that judge again, exactly how to I ain't gonna say manipulate, but how to set myself up for success. But okay, so yeah, so you go from the holding area to the waiting area, and they line you up. You know what I'm saying? You got your little number on your arm or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I ain't never had a little number on my arm like that. You know, I felt like I was, creme de la creme and stuff. And so there's ring stewards. There are people around the ring to help you out. They kind of tell you, okay, it's your turn to walk out. So you walk out into the area and everything, and you always want to keep your dog between you, and you want the judge to see your dog. So like, your dog is running all kind of wild or whatever, just make sure you kind of swing that dog over so that he is where the judge can see what he looked like, his side view, see his striations, see all that work you put in or didn't put in. You gonna put it over there and show it, and you gonna just walk around the ring. You know what I'm saying? And so the judge will tell you where either the judge or a ring steward, which is basically judge's little helpers, they'll tell you where to park at and where to show your dog from, right? And so once you're parked, you're there. And then the next competitors are coming out. If it's 10 of y'all, how many of y'all it is, they all come out. And then the next thing is the judge makes his way around. He checks teeth. He checks the back, the rear end assembly. He checks the tail. And during this time frame, I'm stacking my dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, either I got him, trying to get him cranking up on something to show, like, that intensity, or I'm stacking, I'm lifting him up, stretching his legs out and stuff. I want the judge to see see my dog in his best light. You know what I'm saying? Like, see him the way I see him. And so you doing all these things to get your dog, just you hyping him up. You know what I'm saying? You're as a handler, you're your dog's hype man. You know what I mean? If he doing something stupid like trying to sit down or something like that, nah, get your ass up. You're fixing that dog on the spot. All right. And so once the judge has seen all the dogs, he might have 2 dogs come out so he can compare them closer to each other, or to see which one is more intense. Because sometimes, like, you know what I'm saying, the more intense dog is gonna win. If it's close and your dog is showing more like what a true game dog is supposed to look like, he intense, he trying to smack this other dog, and this dog over here like, I don't know, that dog probably gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? So it does matter if your dog has some oomph to it, right? And then so after the judge has seen everybody, the stewards they come out with the ribbons or the trophy or whatever your class is awarding at that moment, and the judge will go first. He'll give out first place. And then he'll go to second place, and he'll go to third place. In the early morning show, I placed second. And I was cool with that, you know what I'm saying? Because I went there, would it be my first show? I expected to come home with nothing, I just want to be out there and learn and be like, okay, cool, this is stupid. So I can be like everybody else and be like, you know what, this is stupid, it's favoritism. But that's not what happened. You know what I'm saying? That's literally not what happened with me. That's my experience. Your experience might be completely different at a different show with a different judge. Do not use my experience as the way. It's just what I went through, right? All right, cool. So I got second place, and I was happy about that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm chilling, and there was a big break, because when that show is over and all, they bring out the champion class next, and then they bring out, so 8 to 24 months, and 3 years and up, and 4 to 5 year old dogs, and older than that. You know what I'm saying? All of these classes have a male and female winner. Now, if I had won first place, my dog would have been in there with all these other classes, and they bring all the first place winners out, male and female, for every class. They bring them out to the ring and they walk them around. And then the dogs are judged based upon there is no age range, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like who got the best looking dog out here, who got the best opposite gender to that dog. So like if the number 1 dog in that show wins the big trophy and it's a female, then the best male in that show gonna win the best opposite trophy. And vice versa. All right, cool. So going flash forward, that's it. That's how a dog show works. Now, there's multiple dog shows, and there are multiple weight pulls or multiple sprints, drag sprints or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's the same process. You register, you go in there, you do your fun classes, you go through each of your individual classes to find the winners for each individual class. And then to culminate the show, you take all the winners, bring them back out, and then you judge the winners against the winners, Now, once you have done the show and you've completed the show, if you win a confirmation show, a sanctioned confirmation show, then there are points awarded for third, second, and first. I don't know how many points are awarded for third because I didn't win third. I only went and looked on the website for how many points I get for my second place. For the second show, I did take first place, and I took best opposite or best male in the show, right? So for those awards, I want to know how many points I get. How do I make a champion out of a show dog? You know, and so I'll share that with you. For a second place win for under 10 dogs, you get 5 points. So I got 5 points for that. For a first place win under 10 dogs, you get 10 points. So I got 10 points for that. And then for a best in for winners, like best in show type winners or best opposite, you get 10 points. So I came out of there with 25 points. Now, the criteria to be an ADBA champion is you must have at least one first place win, and you must have accumulated a total of 100 points throughout your show life, right? So I came out of that weekend with 25 points. I only did one day. Excuse me. I should have gone back and done this Sunday and try to get some more and try to scrape up some more points on Sunday by doing the confirmation on Sunday as well, but I didn't. I just wanted to go out there and I didn't have time or means to get back up there for that show on Sunday. But yeah, so that's that. All right, cool. So you take your little points and you get up out of there, but to become a champion, that's what it is, And then I can't tell you about becoming a champion on weight pull and slat mill races because I don't know. I haven't done it yet. I don't own a slat mill, and when I get one, I'll condition my dog to do a slat mill race, and I'll share that journey with you. And once I learn how to do this weight pull stuff, I'll condition my dog to do weight pull, and I'll share that with you. I don't know if it's gonna happen tomorrow or 2 years from now, but like these are things like I can't talk to you about them and give you real valid feedback if I haven't done them, and I'm not gonna false claim and try to do that. And I feel like some people think that's the sentiment I'm giving off. Like anything that I'm telling you, I'll show it to you in a video site so you can see the proof of my theory. And that's my intent with what I do, right? So yeah, y'all, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Like overarchingly, that was my experience at the show, And I stayed until it shut down, and and watched everybody leave and pack up and all that stuff. And it's nothing. Like it's just like packing up and go home from a concert or anything else, right? But I wanted to give you that feedback because I know a lot of y'all after seeing me do it, my goal, my thought process is if they see me do it, they'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Because like they're like, well, if he can do it, I can do it. That's how I feel when I see other people do things. Like it's not a negative thing. Like I'm not trying to play them down. I'm just like, and once you see something done by somebody who looks like you, it makes it more believable. Representation is important. And so I felt like if I can help anybody get into the show itself to compete, I'll help you with that. And I would love to see y'all at the show because a lot of the networking that you can't do on the internet, you can do at the show. So SBC, can you enlighten me, brother? Because I so points are deducted. Oh, you talking about for the underbite? Oh, salute SBC. Hey y'all, for those of y'all who are just joining, you know what I'm saying? So what we covered was thank you, I appreciate that. What we covered today, y'all, was the arrival, setup, what I did prior to arrival and setup, the weight pool from what I was able to see about that, you know what I'm saying, registration for a show, talked about some of the different classes, fun classes versus confirmation show, kind of the process of a confirmation show, the handlers meeting, knowing your judge, how to actually get in and get out of the ring, and some of the things that I was thinking or doing in the ring to try to clinch the dub out there. I got a few minutes before I gotta get on the road. So I mean, it's open discussion. And one of the things I wanted to try was so Kevin Samuels is a channel that I follow, right? Or follow rest in peace Kevin Samuels. And one of the things I really would like to do is a good brother of mine, brother Soul Power, has showed me this thing called StreamYard, right? And there's a lot of people who like to try to. There are people who try to discredit me, and I really don't know why. Like I understand trolling culture, and I understand that there are people who don't agree. I told y'all when I first started this channel, people are not going to agree with doing protection work or bite work with pit bulls. I knew what smoke I was getting myself into, right? But what I would like to do is I would like to possibly use that StreamYard app that the brother enlightened me on, and maybe just do like discussions with those individuals. Cause like I'm not gonna fire back. Like I told y'all, I'm not a dog man. I'm not a dog trainer. I'm just a person that fancies dogs. I own a couple of dogs, and if I tell you I'm something, I'm gonna have some proof of what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so I would like to discuss with some of these brothers, because I think that the video that I saw that bothered me, the brother said that he heard. You know, and I was watching Going Hard Kennel's live last night, and they were talking about like people, if you go off what you heard or what somebody else said or what you saw, but we do it, I appreciate that. Or what somebody else saw. If you didn't do it or you wasn't there with that man for yourself, Going Hard says you're a hater. That's not me. This is Going Hard. You can check their live from last night. That's what they say. So based upon Going Hard definition, I seen a guy that I really respect this brother, but that was kind of, I think, kind of what the brother said was, he said that y'all goofies and y'all clowns for out here conditioning a dog for a show and trying to give people advice on how to condition a dog for a show. But my question, or the kind of discussions I would want to have with an individual who thinks that way would be, hey man, I was conditioning my dog for a confirmation show, specifically for a confirmation show. Like, I did something, I received the results that I wanted for that. Why would I not be the person to educate people on that? You know, and mind you, like I said, like I feel like the brother was just trolling, you know what I'm saying, having fun on the internet, you know. But what I also know is that there are different levels of people who see these videos, and my videos are designed for the people who can't read between the lines. There's a lot of people whose videos are coded, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're speaking to a specific group of individuals, but you're always gonna have the uninitiated on your channel. And I love man stoppers. I love them. You know what I'm saying? But when you have uninitiated people on your channel, like I do, agreed SBC. Agreed SBC. When you have people like I do, I try to break it down to its rudiments, because that's what I need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the smartest individual, but I try real hard, and I don't want to go back and forth with nobody on here. You know what I'm saying? I want to either expose a person for just trolling and be, hey, okay, he was trolling, he was having fun, clickbait, cool. Or if I'm doing something wrong, educate me. I really want to be educated. I don't want to be out here giving out false information. I don't want to be a false prophet. I don't want to be one of these people out here that's scamming people. And I don't want to be none of that. You know what I'm saying? And everybody tells you that, but like they don't show it. And that's what I would say the difference with my channel is, man. Anything I'm going to tell y'all or share with y'all, I'm going to show it to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to unequivocally like put tire to road. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really going to show you the work. The brother said, the brother mentioned and said, hold on, bro, don't get me started. Twin was absolutely right last night. Hey, I appreciate that. Mike Dan, I appreciate that respect too, man. But nah, like y'all understand, like this dude is not no hater. Like, let me dial it back. Okay. This dude is a real dog, what I consider a real dog, man. Somebody I look up to. And that's why I was hurt about the comments he made. You know what I'm saying? But nah, bro, like, don't get it twisted, y'all. Like, there's real dog men that just don't know how to communicate a message effectively. I am literally a instructor. Like, I'm a military training instructor. So like the way I talk is because I instruct people daily, right? But also I deal with people who come from all walks of life. When they come to basic military training, right? They might be, I done had dudes like that will knock my ass out and I'm yelling in their face, you know what I'm saying? I'm going in, woo, 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 whoop-de-woo, you know what I'm saying? And you learn to read real quick. I done seen instructors get laid the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. Yeah, I wouldn't have tried that one over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or I wouldn't have, you know who you, there's people who don't understand. You can get in some people's face and you can read a mark, you know what I'm saying? And there's also some people, you know, that dude, this is all he got. he came to the military because if he didn't kill somebody and get paid for it, he was gonna kill somebody and go to jail for it. You know what I'm saying? And I can see those dudes, and I can see that, and I can recognize that, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because those dudes are who I hung around. I was never that dude, but I was around those dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like with my friends, my friends was evil. You know what I'm saying? Like when we hung out, they was always on, oh, you got money? Not for long. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they was on, you know. And watching them, I don't know what it feels like, you know what I'm saying, to do the things they did, but what I do know is I watched them and I was like, you know what, ooh, shit, there's people out here that's cold like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me stay in my lane. You know what I'm saying? They scared me straight. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, I ain't need no jail. I had friends that scared me straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell nah, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't with that. You know, I appreciate you and I feel safe around you because everybody's scared of you. And I'm just glad you think I got heart and you like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me. You know, keeping it G, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't too many squares out here I'm worried about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want y'all to know the real me. I don't want a false claim. I want y'all to know the real Dre and understand the same Dre you see on this little screen right here. When you meet me in person, that's the same thing. Yeah, they was wolves. You know what I'm saying? That I was like a what's them dogs called? A German Shepherd. I was a German Shepherd out there with wolves. You know what I'm saying? Like I can bark and I can bite. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't taking down no elk by myself type shit. You know, I know my lane. I stay in it, and I appreciate y'all for rocking with me this morning and let me get that off my chest, man. Y'all, if y'all haven't checked out Brother Soul, check out Brother Soul, man. Brother Soul is putting out content that is ahead of its time. Asiatic Soldier, salute. Asiatic Soldier is a huge supporter of mine, man. And he also is a huge teacher of mine. You know, I really appreciate the information we trade, man. And thank you so much. Cannon G, I'm gonna get that high to you at some point this week, brother. Please pardon my lack of deliberate action. After coming back from that show, I was just drained, man. I've been catching up on stuff, and I apologize. I genuinely apologize. To my team, I don't approve of teaching American people to do it. Hey, Tony Montana, and that's, you know what I'm saying, that's cool. You know, I don't think I'm gonna teach every single dog I got to do it either. You know what I'm saying? I'll share this with y'all real quick. So those of y'all who are still here, this puppy that I got right now, this litter puppies I got, I'm gonna teach one of them to do scent work. And honestly, I'm just finding things to do with my dog. You know what I'm saying? So the puppies that I keep, I'm gonna teach them to do scent work. You know what I'm saying? I might get them involved in different things so that when I speak on it, I can speak from an educated place. You know what I'm saying? I've had a Belgian Malinois German Shepherd cross that did scent work, but I never taught that to an American Pit Bull Terrier, and I don't even know if I can do it. So a lot of this stuff is just like personal challenges to see if I can accomplish what I set out to accomplish. And I'm using research and conversations and books and other people's podcasts and stuff to extrapolate information and see what's the truth. And the only way to see what the truth is to test it. So Tony and I completely respect that opinion, and I agree. Like I don't even encourage other people to do protection where they bite dog. Hey, so Tony M, the cool thing or the crazy thing is there is no certification for dog training. There is no nationally accredited certification for any kind of dog trainer. And so what a lot of these pop-up dog trainers y'all see and stuff is online courses you can take. You can pay $30 and get a certificate, right? The cool thing about that is like I said, I love lazy people. Like right now, you can go to ABC College, you can go to all these different things. They even have master classes on dog training. But if you don't apply it, it doesn't matter. It's just a piece of paper on your wall. That's why I set these challenges for myself to actually do it and show me doing it. So when I give reference to what I'm talking about, I'm not just saying what I saw on a video on ABC College or you know what I'm saying, on master classes or they got this thing called Udemy. You can go to all these things and you can pay $30 or $50, whatever that website is charging, and print out that certification and say you're a dog trainer. But you're not a dog. Learberg, you know what I'm saying? Learberg is a good place to get training at. You know what I'm saying? I train at Learberg. All right. So Tony and put it out there. I do my training at Learberg, right? But what I learned from Learberg doesn't matter unless I actually action it. So like, there's a lot of people who be out here talking dog training theory, but they never show you it applied. And I would say like, that's what I'm trying to give this different is I'm showing the application of what I've learned. And so when people try to discredit I'm showing you with your eye or with your own eyes, you're seeing it. and I'm showing you with your own eyes. You're seeing, okay, I go, hey, I'm gonna teach this dog to do this. I'm going to condition this dog to this response and get it to do this. And then the dog does it. And people go, I wouldn't do that. I'm like, I literally understand why that dog did that, right? PK9, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, that's another solid thing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Tony M, that's good, and I love Tony M. I love the fact that you challenge everything. Tony M don't believe nothing nobody say. He gets his own truth, and that's me too. I get my own truth, you know, and mad respect to anybody who seeks truth seekers, you know, knowledge seekers. Yeah, but I look at it like this. Okay, it's a hell of a responsibility. I look at it like this, bro. So you telling me that you're a game dog breeder that breeds box dogs, right? And you can keep those dogs where they can't kill each other, because you know if you got a real yard of game dogs and one gets loose, all right, learn this. Learn this by watching and hearing a real dog man, right? My mentor that is a real dog man, or one of my mentors is a real dog man, that I won't mention his name, said that if he has a dog that gets off his chain on his yard and he come home and he don't have at least one dead dog on his yard, he shoots the dog that got loose. That is how strongly he feels about gameness, or like the intensity of a game dog, right? Now, that same man knows how to secure his animals so that they're not a threat to each other, because if they get loose, they are going to do their job, right? So you telling me that you can have a dog that will kill everything that's on four legs in front of it. You telling me that you can have a dog that looks at everything around it that's on four legs and wants to take it out, right? But you know how to secure that animal. So that so you telling me there's other people who can't secure an animal that's been trained to do something like that? Additionally, Melvin, absolutely. But as far as bite work goes, I think what a lot of people don't realize is, all right, cool. So, and you do, and you do, and you said something last night in the chat. You know, you said like the game is like a boat with no sail. That's true too, bro. Like I be in the chats, I just be watching it, like looking to see who got common sense, because common sense ain't so common. But also, I never encourage nobody to do bite work with American Pit Bull Terrier. But I would never encourage nobody to do bite work with a Malinois. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. You know, and I always give reference for what I'm talking about. Even if the reference is wrong, show me a reference that contradicts it, or show me proof of the contradictory reference. I always use Mr. Richard Stratton. That is what I always try to go back to. Mr. Richard Stratton says that they can do everything that they can do, and the best game dogs also make the best guard dogs. That's his book. That's his words. You know, so as being a student of the game, until you show me a teacher that has a better doctrine, I look at it like martial arts, like a kung fu, right? Like, Bulldogs have different mindset, no question. Yeah, they do. They do. But I look at it like a martial art. I go, dog training is an art. I don't know, I can't tell you how to be a dog man because I'm not a dog man, but I can tell you about what I think about being a dog trainer, because it's an art. Nobody can tell you. You have to know it. You have to know your art, right? So Bruce Lee created Jeet Kune Do, right? And he went around. He was like, give me your best karate guy. I challenge you. I'll prove that my art is better than yours, right? That's what I'm trying to do with my work. A gun is a gun. Yeah. All right. Asiatic soldier, you got me getting into semantics, but I'll hold that thought. A gun is a gun, but every gun has a different purpose. All right. So Bruce Lee went, okay, Jeet Kune Do, he proved against other martial arts that he felt like his was superior. And if somebody beat his, then he learned it and he incorporated it into Jeet Kune Do to make it stronger, right? That's what I look at it like when I'm talking about dogs, A lot of them aren't real bulldogs though. A lot of them are crosses, and I would never teach a bulldog cross to bite people. You know what I'm saying? Like I want as close to what I think is a real American Pit Bull Terrier. That's what I want to train. You know what I'm saying? The real thing. And I'm not talking about the gamest of the game or the hottest of the hot. No, I don't need that. Because that's dangerous. A dog, hell no, hell no. I want realistically, I want what people call the 45-minute cur. Not because I want a cur dog on my yard, but because the qualities of that hard biting cur are better for protection work than the actual gamest of the game dogs. I'm looking for a dog that can be exercised and put away. And the Red Boy Jocko dogs I got are not that. They are straight. They are for the box. I don't box them, but the only thing they good for is for the box. That's it. And they stupid. You know what I'm saying? They turn over their water bowls. They're hard keepers. The Red Boy Jocko dogs I got are exactly what people told me American Pit Bull Terriers should be. Exactly that. And matter of fact, I got some of them for sale right now because I can't do nothing with them. My Red Boy Jocko dogs don't have man biter traits at all. But my Eli dogs will bite the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like. You know what I mean? That's my personal preference. And I'm not out here pushing bite work with American Pit Bull Terriers. That's why I literally went to the dog shows and weight pulls and all this other stuff because it's a lot of stuff you can do with your dog, man. And most of the pit bull owners should get involved in the stuff I'm talking about. Like me, I teeter the line on wanting to get off the porch, but I'm not coming off the porch. You know what I'm saying? I'll go hunting with you, you know what I mean? Hunting like real hogs, you know what I mean? You talking about the Red Boy Jocko dogs? So the Red Boy Jocko dogs are kept on the yard, man. They yard dogs, man. They hard keepers. They scream all night when they see stuff, man. I can't stand them. You know what I'm saying? No, my Eli dogs, they are kept on the yard, and my Eli dogs hate my Red Boy Jocko dogs, and my Red Boy Jocko dogs hate my Eli dogs. You know what I'm saying? And my yard accidents be massacres. So Melvin, I wouldn't even say they man biters, because really they don't. You could walk up to my dog, you know what I'm saying, and as long as I don't stimulate him or get him excited, he not gonna, you know what I'm saying, he not gonna really bite you. But I'm using the traits of Bully Son. The excited biter, you know what I'm saying? These dogs they're not going to be Malinois style of guard dogs unless you know how to train them and you're going to stimulate that defensive drive, right? Really what my dogs are is they've learned I can get them excited with certain words and certain things, and they're going to bite the shit out of whatever I tell them to bite when I get them excited. You know what I'm saying? That's what's really going on. They look at it just like it's a spring pole or any other toy when they bite in the person. You know what I'm saying? It's they don't hate people, you know. Yeah. For sure. And the Asiatic Soldier, I'm going to close out with you. So, like I was saying, bro, yeah, so Tony in that video, what I did was called transference. The dog was actually really, really excited about the sleeve, right? And so all I did was I turned them from the sleeve to the other person. You know what I'm saying? That's called transference. And I don't even like to share how to do it, but that's what it's called. So I did that. That was all done intentionally. I wanted to see if I took the equipment out of there, would he still bite the person? I saw that and we stopped. That was it. That was the end of it. All right. I'm not gonna teach him to bite legs. I'm not gonna teach him to bite nothing but arms. It's just not. It's not necessary for what I'm trying to do. I just need a dog. I walk my dogs at 4 or 5 in the morning. So I need a dog that will let him loose in the house when I'm gone. I keep her loose now. All right, yeah, you can. But that's how I do mine, Tony M. And I also have my dogs set up for how I live. You know what I mean? If I'm walking at 4 o'clock in the morning here in San Antonio, it's a lot of people out in the streets at 4 o'clock in the morning. So you know what I'm saying? I keep my 40 on me. You know what I mean? But a gun got to be prepped. That dog is always ready to go. It is a controversial topic, man. And I don't think there should never be an agreement on there. I think we should always practice caution. And I'd rather the brothers who practice caution to keep talking about it. I don't want them to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? I just want them to understand. I would like for them to have a better understanding of it and see it firsthand of how the stimulation is done. But yeah, man, it's all mad respect. But Asiatic Soldier, the gun thing, bro, I completely agree. A gun is a gun. And all of us gonna get it was semantics, bro. I was playing semantics. Oh, Mr. Abenetti got some good stuff. Hey, Melvin, we'll talk, bro. You got my number. We'll talk. But yeah, you already know that. You already know how that Abenetti at work will. Yeah. But like I look at it like you got a shotgun. I got a shotgun for one purpose. I got my pistol for another purpose. I got my rifle for another purpose. You know what I'm saying? I have an AR for another purpose. So even though they're all guns, they all serve different purposes. Or I wouldn't take them all on the same hunt or all for this, use them for the same reason. And that's all I was getting at, man. It was just semantics. It wasn't no debate, no debatable information or nothing like that, But hey y'all, I'm actually about to be late. And y'all know how I am on punctuality. I'm supposed to be at work at 9:30. Depending on what traffic looking like, it's looking like I got about 30 minutes to get to work. So I hate to shoot out here real fast on y'all like that, but I gotta go. If y'all will hit me up on my email and let me know if there's another day of the week that y'all would like to go live as well. To do that, where I was talking about like where I can send out a link where we can get on there and talk and debate person to person. But aside from that, y'all, I gotta go. My family. I appreciate y'all so much, and this has been Samurai Kennels live for the week. Thank you.